Hey everybody, it's been a little while. Work's been very busy, but I'm back and I'm back with a new course. This one I'm just gonna, so this segment I'm hoping to take you through some of the cool things you can do with JavaScript. Look at that, isn't that cool? Now this is a library called GreenSock. Weird name, cool library. What it allows you to do is animations, really cool animations. Like we've done a little bit of keyframes if you check some of the old lessons, and you haven't done them yet. But GreenSock allows us to animate with JavaScript. So JavaScript can do animations as well as sometimes better than CSS. And the reason I wanted to go this route is because the aim is to get you to build like proper applications, right? The applications that you see on the web all the time. And the way to start that, I think, is a good way to start that, is to try GreenSock to start with. And then you can build up your skills from that. So if you know a bit of GreenSock, then you can jump on to things like React. Okay, so we're just going to do a very basic GreenSock tutorial for this lesson. So I've got my site folder here, so I'm just going to drop it into VS Code. I hope you're familiar with this. If not, go back and please try some of the other lessons, and hopefully you can get to grips with it a bit more. So in this, I'm just going to create a new file, and that's going to be my index HTML, and I'm just going to put exclamation mark tab, and that will give me a document ready. There we are. That's already a website. But now, did you notice on that website? Let's minimize this again. There's this URL here. Now we'll go into what these other ones are later, but what you can do here, oh look, is a script tag. Actually, I'm going to put this in the head and defer it. There we go. So now what's going to happen is when this document gets loaded into the browser, it should give us GreenSock as well. Let's try it. Not a lot going on here, right? But is there a GreenSock object on the window? Let me just check sources. Actually, let's just check the network to see if it has connected. No. I mean, I am doing fetch, etc. Let's see what's loaded. Right, okay. Here we go. So GreenSock has loaded. Here we are. Here's the code here. So this is quite a handy little thing, isn't it? Basically, the network tab it tells you what's going up to the servers and what's coming back to your computer. So of course I've got my index file because that's been loaded from my local here. And then of course, because I've got this script here, it's loaded it in there. And I can even click these little curly brackets and I can see what's going on here, and it's massive. Look at all this JavaScript. Oh, loads. All right, cool. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that so much today. We're just going to implement it. All right, cool. So let's run through a quick tutorial here. Right, so what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of HTML here. Now it'll just should be, I'll link you to the actual tutorial, but somebody's already put something together which I'm using here. So I've just made a P. Oh, actually I don't need that P. No, I don't need that H1. Let's just have this. So what this is just a box on the screen with a class and an ID, and it says click me inside of it. Right, simple enough. Let's just add some CSS just so we can see what's going on. So now this box has got some dimensions and some styles. Okay, right. So that shouldn't give us too much to worry about. Let's go back to our browser and just see what we've got there. We've got a box. We have got a box. Okay, maybe if we had the light cyan. Why not? Now we can see what's going on. No, we can't. Why not? That's because I've used color, and color is the wrong syntax because color is actually text color. Background color, background color is narrower than background. Background allows us to do things with images. Background and maybe gradients and stuff like that. Background color is just a. There we go. Now you can see it. Right. back to our stuff here. So first of all, we're going to just have another script tag. That's going to be like here, and we're going to have const box equals. How are we going to get that box? How are we going to select this box in the DOM here? How are we going to dump it into our JavaScript so we've got access to it? Do you remember that? Document. This is selecting the whole document, everything that's on the page. Get element by ID. What's the ID? The ID is this bit. So it's going to look, it's going to traverse the DOM, it's going to search through the DOM, and it's going to find anything with an ID of box. And because an ID is a singular thing, we can only have one ID of box. You can have multiple classes of box, but you can only have one ID of box. It will find the first one and then it will exit. It will just say, okay, I got one, here we go. All right, there's more than one, I'll ignore them. Box. Right, then box, add event listener. Oh, this is new. Event listener. What do you think that does? Anybody tell me? It adds something to that box that is actually doing what it says there. When you click it, or when you do something with it, interact in some way with the mouse or your keyboard, then it will respond in some way. So it's listening for an event. An event is a mouse click. That's an event. Or something else with your keyboard. So we're going to just tell it what kind of event we want to click. We want it to click. And then we're going to pass it this function. Now this function looks a little bit different, but we can just write it like normal. Like that, if you like. Let's just leave it at that, because the other ones, I don't want to explain all that just yet. Okay, G's up. There we go. 2. So we want to animate this box, and then 2 is, so we got the initial state from what it's like now, how it presents itself when we open the page, and we want it to change it to this. Right, so that's the box, the element that we wanted to select, and then here's the parameters. X 200. So you think about coordinates on a page, X and Y. So we want to, I think actually X is across and Y is down. So X, you want it to go across 200 pixels, right? Rotate 90. Guess what that does? Background. We need to pass it a string, and the string is going to be a color, which is going to be, let's just use one he's got here, the 0 CD1. Like darker cyan, right? Something like that. Now notice the syntax here. This is not CSS, but it kind of is, right? You got this is like a transform, right? This is like the normal rotate syntax, and this is the background syntax, which I did actually use earlier, isn't it? So even, but the thing is, you see it's separated by commas instead of those things. Forgot the name of them. And yeah, and it's actually, you can write, this is a string, but it's the way that CSS is, you doesn't need to worry about that, but it does, you do in JavaScript. So that's why that is wrapped in speech marks, because it's a string. All right, cool. And then let's see if that's worked. Where's our browser? All right, click me. No, it didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, let's have a look at the console. What did I do wrong? Null, reading add event listener. Okay, do you know why that is? Because this is being loaded before that. No, I still can't do it. All right, so reading add event listener, but it can't find the property. Okay, so let's just take that off there. Async defer, will that help? No. Okay. The old hacky thing. No, actually, because that's not the problem. The problem is here. Document get element. It's not getting an element because it hasn't got the document yet. And defer doesn't seem to work. So let's put it at the bottom here. There we are. It's gone. Isn't that crazy? Right, there we are. It worked. All right. Now that's annoying. I didn't expect that to happen. I expected to defer the script from loading until the DOM had loaded, until all the HTML had loaded, but it didn't. That's a bit tricky, isn't it? I'm going to have to look that one up. Maybe you should too. Because obviously I'm not as experienced as some of us. All right, but that is basically it. That is GSAP in a nutshell. You can do right. There's tons you can do, as you saw on the website. .com, I think it was. You can do loads of stuff like this, and if you look at their showcase, right, have a look at this. Let me just wow you a little bit. Right, search for sheep. No, okay. Lamb. Space Lamb. You've got to play this game. I'm not, because I'll be here all night. Space Lamb is awesome, and it's all made with GreenSock. Check it out. It's really cool. So there's loads of stuff you can do with GreenSock. If you just put in your browser like GreenSock tutorial, where you'll find loads of stuff. For example, I was just using this one, shakuro.com. Thank you very much for your tutorial on GreenSock, and it will tell you exactly what you can do with it. Or you can just search on CodePen. If you've got a CodePen account, you can have a look on there. It's got loads of cool stuff with GreenSock on that. I've got some stuff on here that's GreenSock as well. Because it's cool. Oh, it's gone now. Where did it go? Okay, it's gone. Never mind. Look that up. It's really cool. Right, try that, because next time we're going to get started with React. Okay, React is very different, but it's way cool as well. All right, let's try it. We'll see you in the next one.